Does anyone else find it so unsettling and gross and weird that the only people working on Labor Day are actual laborers? The majority of people that have the time off are like sit on your white collar office workers. And I say that as a sit on white collar office worker, like it's not labor. And not only that, it's like, okay, now all of these white collar workers have the day off, and now they're gonna go flood the brunch places and flood the bars and flood the places that all of the blue collar and like service workers are. And now like Labor Day is not only not a day off, but it's like harder and more work than a normal day. I worked in food service for 10 years and Labor Day always sucked. It was like so exhausting, and I'd leave like with no soul in my body. Also, you just know that there's like some crusty ass dude in a button down who's going to brunch today and not tipping their server. And that is like just so, it's crazy. Like, have you no shame?
We're going to be checking out videos about employees not really caring about people that they hired to work their jobs. Most times these jobs do not really care about you. They don't be caring. Like, the companies, all they really care about is profit, and at any time they could get rid of you. It's just some videos about people sharing what they think about the corporate society, how they think you are really not cared for that much. For some people who are working so hard and putting in their all, who think that maybe at the end of the day they could actually benefit something. We're going to be checking out these videos and actually see what people have to say and their thoughts about this whole thing. But before we get right into this video, I want to give a very big shout out to Joseph for sending me a $20 cash app. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Please make sure you click the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here and you're watching me for the very first time. Let's get right into it.
I think something that this generation really needs to take note of is how your employers treat you. It's not even something where I'm saying, fuck your job, fuck who you work with or who you work for. But like, honestly, if you are somebody who seems to not fit in at a company because the work climate is very bitter and toxic, or you feel like you are constantly putting your all in to receive nothing or very little, I think as a generation, we need to understand that like working harder and doing more doesn't equate to you being more important or more respected. It's like a really big thing now where big companies have like buzzwords. They'll be like, oh yeah, we need someone who takes initiative, who pushes the boundaries, who thinks outside the box and raises issues and concerns where they need to be raised and seeks solutions for long-time problems so that you can achieve long-time results. But as soon as somebody come along and voice a problem, as soon as somebody comes along and breaks that mold and, you know, diverts from the status quo, or doesn't do what everybody is doing, it's like that person is scapegoated, bro. You could be the best worker there. You could have the best ideas there. What will happen is if the people who are in charge don't like you, it don't matter. You could think of something to fix an entire pipeline of stuff. And you can strike up the idea, you can write it out, you can type up the emails, you can send it to the managers, you can say it in person, you can get other people on to like co-sign. And if you're not somebody who doesn't annoy people because you're like, you know, you're not like a yes man, or because you're too outspoken, it's not your idea anymore. It doesn't matter what you did. Your 6-month review, it doesn't matter. The one thing they're gonna do is hold on to one time you said something and people agree with it because that shit was correct or it was true. And they gonna watch the reactions of the people, and they gonna watch people around you go like, damn, wait, he kind of right. This is shitty treatment. This is shitty behavior. We should definitely like do something about this. As soon as that shit goes south for them, you're in the shitter, bro. And that's something that this generation really needs to understand. These jobs don't want somebody like that. They want somebody who will do all of that in the nicest way possible, in a way that doesn't bother them, in a way that doesn't put them in the shitter. Because honestly, a lot of times, the stuff that happens, the stuff that causes problems at jobs is managers' fault. It's their lack of foresight, negligence, their lack of ability to be flexible like they asking you to do. It's fucking crazy, bro. And you can bust your ass. You're going to bust your ass for 40 years working at these jobs where these people do not care about shit that you feel. The craziest part is, as soon as you go and you try to like vocalize these feelings, or you try to vocalize that you feel a certain way, you feel mistreated, you are going to get gaslit so fucking hard. It's going to be like they gonna make you feel like you crazy as hell. And they gonna have everybody on this top of the chain of command pretty much make you feel like you a fucking stupid ass piece of shit. Like, and it's wild because it's like, this is not a personal experience. I'm almost certain I can name at least 10 people who have had this experience at the job I work at, other big ass companies. You can go on any fucking Reddit. You can talk to anybody at like a mom and pop shop and why they don't work in big companies. This is like a worldwide fucking issue. I wouldn't say worldwide. Let's just say countrywide, because I feel like this is like an America thing. I feel like I read about other jobs and other places actually giving a fuck about their employees and how their employees feel and you know, the efforts they put in to make the job a better place. But holy shit, bro. I'm just like, I'm going on 4 years of this job, and it's like I thought I cared about, you know, what the people above me cared about, or I thought I cared that, like, you know, me doing more would like get in their good graces. But it's like the more I do, the more I raise concerns, which they don't like, which is seen as negative, which gets me in the fucking pot. Like, it's crazy, bro. Like, what the fuck can you do? I'm not working for fucking 45 more years, bro. I will die before I fucking work until I retire. I will dead ass kill myself, bro. There's no way. There's no fucking way. This is the fucking cycle, dude.
I got fired from my job the day I turned 30 weeks pregnant. Let's talk about it. So, I am currently 30 weeks pregnant. Turned 30 weeks yesterday, got fired yesterday. Okay, so let me start out by saying I submitted my maternity leave paperwork. My work offers a 12-week paid maternity leave if you've been working there for a year or more. I've been working there and if you work full-time. I've been working there for 2.5 years, and I've worked 40 hours a week the entire duration of the 2 years. Sorry, 2.5 years. So on May 21st, I submitted all of that paperwork, and I got the approval. They were like, that's great, cool, we've got everything. You should be good to go for your maternity leave starting in August. So they fired me on June 12th, which is yesterday, the day I turned 30 weeks pregnant. So in my 2.5 years of working there, I have never, not once, gotten a write-up or anything, like any type of like plan for improvement or anything. I've always been told my performance is great. I've had great reviews from all of my managers, all of my like team. Like, I've never had an issue in the 2.5 years of working there brought up to me until yesterday. So to give a little context on my job and what I did for them is I worked in an inspections department, scheduling inspections with customers and cities for their solar panels, and we installed and did that entire process of their solar. So I work from 6 a.m. to 2:30 Mountain Standard Time. Now, between the hours of 6 and 8, most cities are not opened, so you can't call them to schedule anything until 8 o'clock. You are also not supposed to call customers before 8 a.m. because that's rude to call them and wake them up and call them super early in the morning. So a lot of times, majority of my work was being completed between 8 o'clock and 2:30. And how this company determines your productivity for the day in my department is they want you to schedule and be pacing one inspection every hour that you're working. So I work 8 hours a day, and I was consistently scheduling 8 to 9 inspections every day. I always hit that. Very rarely did I ever not hit that. And like I said, keep in mind, I've worked there for 2.5 years and never had an issue. In the entire 2.5 years, not one issue has ever been brought up to me. I've worked the exact same way for 2.5 years. And so my productivity was lower between the hours of 6 and 8. So my boss calls me that morning, bringing up the concerns that I'm not showing high productivity between 6 and 8. And so I say, okay, understandable. Like, we can, thinking, okay, we're going to make a solution going forward. Like, maybe they have specific things that they want me to do at that time. And I reiterated, I hit my pacing every day. Like, I am working and doing all of this. And he said, okay. So we hang up, and I'm thinking we're going to create a plan. This is kind of like
a warning type of thing, like, hey, we want you to be more productive between 6 and 8, so let's make a plan moving forward. So I work the entire rest of the day, and 1 hour after I clock out, 1 hour after my shift is over, I get a call from my manager. Okay, I don't want to make this too long, so I'm going to do a part 2.
About 2 years ago, my job hired this woman, and she started calling out sick immediately. Her first 30 days, she called out sick at least 4 times. I didn't think anything about it. I didn't say anything about it because management chose her, and they chose her for a reason. So that's their problem to deal with. That's something that they have to care about, not me. Weeks go by, and this woman gives me really bad vibes, and it has nothing to do with her calling out sick. She's just an unpleasant person. Months go by, she still calls out like regularly, like at least once a week she calls out. I still think she's bad vibes, and she knows I think she's bad vibes because I've told her she's bad vibes. So people know I don't really like her, and they come up and talk smack about her. One of them comes up and she's like going off about how much she calls out sick. And my reply to her is, yeah, but like you never really know what someone's going through, and she has every right to call out sick. It's everyone's right to call out sick. So, I mean, she can call out sick if she wants, and it's up to management, really, at the end of the day, if they want to do something about it. Not for you to be mad about. But that coworker always comes back to me talking smack, and it's always about how old girl is calling out sick too much. And I keep saying the same thing. Hey, she's allowed to call out sick. You shouldn't come in if you don't feel good. You never know what someone's going through. And at the end of the day, really, it's our company's fault for not hiring enough people. We, like, if the doctors need us and they need staff to help them, then the hospital should know, the company should know, they should overhire, not underhire, which is what they're doing right now. And it's forcing a lot of us to do the job of 2-3 people. She still comes up complaining about the same thing. Oh, she called out. Who cares? Then one day, the woman who calls out sick, out of nowhere, she starts talking to me. And I think she just wanted to get some stuff off her chest or something. She wanted to use me. So she's talking, and somehow she reveals that her mother is dying, that her mom is really sick, and she's got maybe a couple of weeks left in her life. We had an okay conversation, and I move on, though, to the person who always talks smack about her calling out sick. So I go up to her, I'm like, hey, I just talked to old girl. Her mom is dying. Her mom is sick. And she goes, oh yeah, I know. And I'm like, wait. I'm like, every single time you come up to me saying, oh, she called out sick again. She called us. She's so ridiculous. And I tell you, hey, it's none of your business. You never know what someone's going through. You mean to tell me this whole time you've known what she's going through, and you still just came up to tell me bad stuff about her? You knew that her mom was sick, and I just looked at her and I'm like, what does this job mean when you have someone that you care about dying? Why wouldn't you call out sick? Like, who cares about this job if you have something more important going on, or if you just don't feel good? Like, why would... And I'm looking at her, I'm like, if you don't call out sick, that's your problem. That's on you. But don't get all angry about this person calling out sick, especially when you knew the whole entire story. And here's the thing, I don't like that woman, but if I have a principle that I stand on, I'm going to stand on it for everyone. I'm not going to be like, oh, I don't like her, so she's not allowed to. No. My words are for everyone. What I say, I wouldn't exclude her just because I don't like her. I looked at that woman and I said, you know what you are? You're a brown noser. Also dishonest, but you're a brown noser. You're sucking up to the managers. You think that you're one of the people, that you're just like us? No, you're sucking up to you're getting mad about something that the manager doesn't even get mad about. If he's not doing anything about her calling out sick, what do you get? And why are you so jealous that she has the brains to call out sick? You call out sick then. You call out sick, you weirdo.
Older generations are so adamant on this concept of hard work. They think that you have to put your blood, sweat, and tears into something just so you can say that you earned it. Even if the thing that you were working so hard for obviously does not give a shit about you and does not care about you whatsoever. And we're seeing that more and more. I just saw an article about a lady who announced her retirement, and you know what her job did? They fired her. And that probably fucked up her 401k. Corporate society was built so that people could remain slaves, so that they could remain asleep to the power that they have within them to create their own reality. And my heart really does go out to these generations because they were taught that they are not worthy of these resources, that they have to go out and earn them. They're only going based off of what they were taught. So this whole concept of manifesting and attracting the life of their dreams is just completely foreign to them because they can't seem to grasp how worthy they are of having whatever they want without having to work hard for it. You can receive it just because you exist, just because you are a co-creator with the universe and you were made from divine love. And there's no point in arguing with them about their belief systems because at the end of the day, they're choosing to believe that. They're choosing to perpetuate this story. And again, that is why I have so much compassion towards these generations because they really do not know. And if you don't know better, you can't do better.
So it's really sad and it baffles me to see that a lot of people experiences like this where they've put in so much hard work, like they've put in years working for a company. I know, of course, like just because you put in years or just because you're working for a place doesn't really mean that they don't have the right to fire you. They can always let you go at any time because they didn't sign something that says, oh, hey, like we can't fire you, things like that. I know that is something when you're working for someone, of course, you're going to expect that. But it's just that some people have really put in so much effort and it's like sometimes they are doing those hard work so they can, like at least can they be acknowledged for that? Can some situations can they be given like at least a lot of respect because those people are taking they are really working so hard. They've put in so much years, put in so much loyalty. It's really heartbreaking for people that are experiencing this. But yeah, we need to actually learn to put it in our head and kind of detach from having this strong emotional connection to jobs. Or I know that's what pays your bills, that's what has been helping you with everything, your survival every day. But just when you have it in your mind that I don't get too attached to a place, then I think it's going to be less hurt when situations like that happen, when they do some stuff like that to you. And just expect that, oh yeah, we're just having it's not really something very sentimental. It's not a sentimental relationship. It's just a relationship of you just go there, work, do what you were told to do, what your role, your job position requires you to do it, and then leave and they pay you. So if situations like this happen, things like this happen, you already, if you have it in your mind that, hey, these people, you're not really expecting a lot from them, them respecting you or acknowledging all your hard work and everything you're putting into, you notice that you detach easily, immediately when people. That's why when I see videos of people getting laid off and then I see some people begging, asking questions what did I do, please, explain to me what I did, it's they don't really care, to be honest. If you know how, I know it's very hard, it's not easy to be treated like that, but if you already expect things like that, just expect the worst from these people. When you're working for someone, just expect the worst. Honestly, at any time things can just go left, okay? So it helps you, not that you're going to be panicking every day worrying if you're going to lose your job, no, but just don't sit down and think that, oh my God, we have good connection, I feel they would never do me like that, I feel this job, no, don't ever live like that, or else you will be disappointed in life. You've made it to the end of this video. Thank you for watching this video to the very end. I really appreciate you. Please don't forget to click the like button. It helps with the algorithm. I appreciate you so much. And subscribe to the channel if you're new here and you're watching me for the very first time. And don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Bye.